Bone, brought to you by the Bone-In Filet and Four Roses Bourbon. It is definitely Four Roses Bourbon weather at Shapley's Steakhouse in Ridgeland. You can visit shapleysrestaurant.com to make a reservation. And the Twitter handle is at Bo Bounds, also at Jake Wim.
There you go.
Boom. The number is 601-707-3750. Jake Wimberly in the Bank Plus studio today as we're recapping the weekend and looking ahead to Rivalry Week. And, Drew, give me that schedule as far as Thursday and Friday and Saturday so that I can know what the heck I'm talking about, which I know is very rare. It's been a long season, hasn't it?
It has. It has. It's been a really long season, but it's been a fun season in a lot of ways. You know, especially once you get outside of State and Ole Miss. I mean, when you're talking about what's going on around the SEC and around the country, you know, I was listening obviously to Luganville talk about the Michigan and Ohio State game. We talked about that off the air. That'll be fun to see. I've said this all year long. I think Michigan is still a recruiting class or two away.
They are.
And, you know, I think the media jumped way back into that whole fray a little quicker, you know, than they should have.
Desmond Howard.
But it's been, definitely.
He thought they were the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Dallas. I was like, let's pump the brakes, big guy.
He is a little vested there.
Yeah.
So, but it's been a fun year as far as, you know, around college football. You look at what's going on in the National Football League with Dak and some of the other stories that are there. And then, of course, Mississippi high school football has been fun. It's been a fun football season, though.
Oh, I've had a blast. I had a blast watching it all day Saturday. I mean, you know, you're on the edge of your seat watching Florida and LSU at the end of the game, Ohio State and Michigan State. And then, you know, what was the other close one I was talking about earlier? There was another super close game. 601-707-3750. So it was LSU, Florida, on the 1 yard line. Oh, Kansas, Texas. Hello. That went in OT. I mentioned that one earlier.
Yeah.
Not only did it go into OT, and I still thought Texas would win in regulation 21-18, then it goes into OT and Kansas decides to win the game. I'm going, you know, and Kansas kind of looked like a D3 team to me on TV.
Yeah, they're
Jake.
just not good. They're not good
I
at all.
kept trying to go, okay, who does it? Look, there's nothing wrong with playing D3, but I have to compare,
Sure.
okay? And so Kansas looked like, you know, West Owl.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not fast. They don't have a lot of athletes.
D3 is being kind.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they didn't scare you in the uniform.
Yeah, they don't.
And I was thinking, why isn't Texas running for 450 yards on this Kansas, just pinning their ears back, just
Yeah. And
boom.
I was, and of course, listening to Luganville talk about Texas and talking about, you guys were talking about the talent level, obviously, at Texas. I remember first week of the season when they played Notre Dame, just going and just kind of peeking at their 247 or scout numbers. And, man, they had 3 or 4 guys that were quarterback 4 or 5-star guys. I mean, you look down their roster, they're just so loaded with talent.
Oh, Luke's called him out, Charlie Strong, earlier.
Oh, did he? As far as not being able to.
Oh, he just said there. You know, Luke's knows all the personnel.
Yeah.
That's why we got it, and because he's the ESPN recruiting guy. And he said there's no excuse. They have the players.
They've had the players for a long time.
Drop Brett Bielema there 1 year. 1 year. Give him one recruiting class and a year to get his everything. Okay, so year 2, he's ready to roll, in my opinion.
I think so, too. And like we were talking during the break.
Maybe Tom Herman, too, but I like somebody who's done it for a while.
Yeah. If you took Nick Saban or you took Urban Meyer, and it's not going to happen, but if you took those two out of those programs and if you put Saban at Texas and put Urban Meyer at Texas A&M, they win just as much as where they're at
They're
right
rolling.
now. Yeah.
Dave Bartu has told us that you have to have Tony Orlando, the DC, with Tom Herman, or the numbers don't work.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he said this is not a Herman deal. This is a Herman Orlando. If you don't get both, you don't do it.
Yeah,
and Orlando may get a G. There's talk now that Orlando may get a G5 job. So what you have to do, and I don't think a lot of these chancellors and ADs even realize what Bartu knows. Can you imagine hiring Herman and you're really not getting everything? And let's say Orlando takes the App State job. I'm just throwing stuff out. Let's say Satterfield gets bumped up, and he's done a great job at Appalachian State. You're not really getting the full meal deal.
That's right. That's right. Because then it would depend on who Herman obviously hires as his DC. And if he goes to Texas and his offense is averaging 30, 35 points a game, but then he gets no disrespect, a Peter Sermon type hire on defense. I mean,
or any other Big 12 defensive coordinator right now, right?
yeah, that's right.
I mean, how about Texas Tech?
Yeah,
They have a defensive coordinator?
I mean, what was that? 66-7 or 3 or what was it? 10? 66-10. Look, Cliff Kingsbury, he's got to be on the hot seat too.
you would think. I mean,
Do you go back and hire Mike Leach? Look, Leach has Brett
Bunch of
Bielema at
balls.
Arkansas, Mike Leach at Washington State is winning. He's 8-3 going into this game against Washington this weekend in their rivalry game.
Barely. I mean,
I
they-
love
By the way,
Mike
that's
Leach.
at Pullman. That's out in the middle. That's at Washington State, which is it's on the eastern side. It's like a 9-iron to Boise from Pullman compared to Seattle is on the bay and the water on the other side of the state.
so it's in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere. And he's winning. He lost to 2 G5 teams this year.
Yeah,
and he's 8-3.
Called his team out after that second loss.
Right.
Basically called him a JV softball team. If you remember that, Jackson, you remember? I think.
Yeah.
we cut that.
Yeah.
I was filling in for you, and we cut that, I believe, and he called him out. I mean, literally called them out as safe space kids, and I mean, just really just laced into them. And then they reeled off all these wins. Here's the thing: would a big time program take Mike Leach? Because now we know he can get it done coaching,
No
but
doubt.
he's got a little Bob Knight baggage, not that much,
Yeah.
but he's a little Bob Knight-esque.
But
he's an in-your-face type guy.
yeah,
Which is, I like.
But those were bogus claims. It's just a matter if an AD can get over the fact that those
Right.
were bogus claims on Craig James's son.
that's right.
And no doubt that derailed his career. But hey, he's winning big. Why not go
Yes.
after Mike Leach? Well,
But
how about
they-
this?
but they played a good game against
Because
Colorado.
if we have a domino effect, if Bielema leaves, then maybe in Arkansas looks at a Leach or something like that. If Jimbo leaves, I don't think he'll get. Not that he shouldn't be considered because he's won at Texas Tech and Washington State, but I don't know what Florida State would do. Bielema at Florida State. Hello. Now, you put Burt at Florida State, you got something going on.
Yeah, you do.
This past weekend probably was the weekend that we needed for all the coaching stuff in the carousel to play out. Helfrich pretty much solidified his job. He's staying in Oregon now because of the win that they got over Utah. Charlie Strong's gone.
Strong's gone.
Strong's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question
Okay, and
about
Eddie
it.
O's out
And
at
Eddie O's
LSU.
out.
So we know we have 2.
So, I mean, those are your big dogs.
Those-
now,
yeah.
Now, when Fisher leaves,
If
he
Fisher leaves, that opens up FSU, and then we get the domino effect. Jake
I
and
think the domino
Jackson.
started
True.
the ball. It's just
So-
Because
who's
then
next?
Gundy, Bielema, maybe Leach, Fedora, even though I don't believe
Herman.
he should be in there. Yeah, I've already kind of
Fedora's
got.
gonna be in there.
Yeah, which is that's fool's gold. But ADs, they're proven that they're not real sharp and smart and don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not
Part
all
of-
of them, but 70% of them. Because Bartu is just he's come up with this formula and he's been right the last 4 or 5 years.
If Fisher says no and Herman goes to Texas, LSU goes with Bielema or Gundy.
or Patterson, right?
That
I mean,
Patterson's
I know
throws is kinda-
I'm drilling. I'm blowing up Patterson's phone.
Really?
Yeah.
really? I mean,
like
they've kind of
Patterson.
that. I feel like he's kind of falling off
Still,
the.
you've won for 10 years. You've proven to me. I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like him. I do. I think he's done a nice job. Jackson's shaking his head.
I mean, he has. I'm a fan of. I was a fan of TCU the past couple of years, but I don't know that you can go with him.
He's
over,
bandwagon now. He won't even give. He was
I
the
like my
biggest.
boy, man.
He thought that Trayvon Boykin was better than Dak Prescott.
I like
How'd
that.
that
Remember
work out for him?
Yeah. Not good. Hey,
I
speaking
like
of,
Boykin.
Speaking
Boykin's
of
in the
Prescott,
league. Boykin's doing all right.
check this out.
He is.
Somebody projected
Hold the clipboard.
Dak Prescott stats if he continues this pace through the year. Now, this isn't including rushing.
Okay.
4,200 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. First year in NFL. If that holds true.
And he had 3 touchdown passes yesterday.
Yep.
And the Ravens were all over him.
They were. That was a heck of a defense he was taking on.
Woo.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
What makes Fedora fool's gold?
Who would you rather have, Fedora,
I just
Fedora or Gary
It's
Patterson?
not what I'm asking. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying what makes Fedora fool's gold.
Bartu has said his coaching effect is terrible, and he lost games he should not have lost at Southern Miss and at North Carolina.
winning
And he's
at
done
this-
it consistently.
He's winning at a 75% rate.
Right.
How many coaches on the market are doing that?
But what he says is Southern Miss had the most. They were the best recruiter in Conference USA when he was there.
And he had a professional
Okay,
quarterback.
and at
He
North
wrote
Carolina,
that.
if you look at the division they're in and how they recruit, he's not winning games that he should win, and he shouldn't lose to Duke. Duke doesn't recruit in the top 50. He lost to Marshall twice at Southern Miss. He said that was unacceptable. They also lost to another team twice that he said was unacceptable at Southern Miss. You know, he didn't win big until the last year.
Well, I had
With an NFL quarterback, by the way, at Southern Miss.
That's right.
And
Last-
Austin, what was his name?
Davis.
Davis.
After last year, after getting screwed out of that, a possible Final Four berth. What if he would have gotten screwed out of that and Clemson and they beat Clemson and they go? Would he be not fool's? I mean, would he still be fool's gold? Because he should have been in the playoff last year.
That would probably.
Who should have been in the playoff
Fedora.
last year? Are you okay today?
But how would he not have been?
They should have had a
screwed.
chance to win that. They got screwed with
got
having a chance to win that
screwed.
game, but I don't know if they would have made the playoff.
They're
They
not
were
making the
11
playoff.
They had 11 wins.
I don't. They're not making the playoff last year.
The ACC champion won the playoff last year. Just so
What
happened
would
to
they
be
have been?
Clemson.
11-2 or 10-3?
11-2.
probably
They
with
would have made it. They would have been the champion. They would have made it. Absolutely would have made it. They got screwed
I'll have
out
to
of
go
the
back and look. Bama made it. Oklahoma made it, and
Stanford may would have slipped in ahead of them last year.
and who came out? Michigan State.
Yeah. No, yeah. Fedora made the college
No,
football
I'm
playoff.
cool if
That
they
would
hire
check-
him, Jackson, but I'm going to go with Bartu over you
game. No, I get it. I'm just wondering why.
because
Why it's
he
fool's
consistently lost games at Southern Miss.
But he's consistently winning pretty big. I mean, he wins consistently.
yeah,
He wins consistently. Since 2012, he is 40-23.
yeah, but they didn't beat anybody at Southern Miss, and he hasn't done what he needed to do at North Carolina. Let me look at his Southern Miss.
Well, I mean-
7-6, 7-6, 8-5.
12-2.
Right, the last year with Austin Davis, an NFL QB, and Bartu says you always have to be weary of that.
Then he
All right,
cashed
Jake's
out.
got to go. Let's take two calls. Jake Wimberly, Drive at 5 on ESPN 105.9 The Zone, joined us today. We'll take two calls, and then we'll let Jake get out of here. Matt, good morning. Oh, God, this may be Gator Matt. Matt, good morning. You're on the Out of Bounds show.
Bo, how's it going, brother?
It's going well. Tell me what's on your mind.
Let me tell you what happened. That was a direct reflection of their administration. That guy, why in the world would you want to run smack to a team that you're better than? I mean, all they did was motivate Florida. I mean, Bo, there was guys out there playing for Florida, and I follow Florida as closely as anybody. I never heard of them. I didn't know who these guys were. and LSU just, it just kind of baffles me. And, like McElwain said afterwards, they got what they deserved, and it should have been worse. LSU fan, take a bite of that corn dog.
Ooh, thank you, Matt. All right, we'll wrap it up with
oh,
Rebel Greg. Rebel Greg, good morning. Welcome in. What's on your mind?
This is Greg, Red Raider Greg, actually.
Oh, Red Raider Greg, tell me about Cliff Kingsbury.
He's done. He's done. In a down Big 12, you can't do this. And we gave him a shot. We love him. But I guarantee you they would the fan base would hire Michael Leach back in a heartbeat. You got as you know.
Should
you
never
know,
fired him.
The old boy, right. They said the old boy network, and that was really Kent Hance, chancellor at the time. And as prediction was made, it set us back 10 years, and you see where we are. That's exactly true.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. That's
Yeah.
another job opening. So, I mean, in Texas Tech is not a great job, but it's darn sure not a bad job. You got to go.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Hey, thank
we'll
you.
do this again, but not on a Monday where you can stay longer.
There you go. That'll work. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
Drive at 5.
Yes, sir. We'll be there today. 5
All
to
right.
6.
Got Gridiron, Jay White at 4, Jake Wimberly